And another Fox News alert. Hi, everyone. I'm Gretchen Carlson. Welcome to The Real Story. As you can see on your screen, this is a live shot right now of Jay Carney taking questions, no doubt, about that CBO report that came out yesterday. Of course, that said Obamacare will reduce the workforce by some 2 million jobs by 2017, and that lower-income folks will need to cut back on their hours or lose federal subsidies. We'd start feeling the biggest impact in 4 short years when major Obamacare provisions will be well underway. Well, the White House now pushing back against that analysis, putting its own spin on the numbers. So just now, Jay Carney was asked about that CBO report, and he has said that it is, quote, inaccurate. We'll bring you more on that. In the meantime, CBO Director Douglas Elmendorf breaking down the report for lawmakers on Capitol Hill today, telling them Obamacare, in effect, encourages people not to work.
By providing heavily subsidized health insurance to people with very low income, and then withdrawing those subsidies as income rises, the Act creates a disincentive for people to work relative to what would have been the case in the absence of that Act. Now, these subsidies, of course, make those lower income people better off. This is an implicit tax.
Stephen Dinan is a staff writer for the Washington Times, and he is my guest today. So much to try and get through on this, because there was a lot that came out yesterday when this report happened about inaccuracies. Now we're just hearing Jay Carney calling the CBO report inaccurate. What do you make of that?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's not much choice they have there. They have to dispute this, and they have disputed it. They say that they don't necessarily accept the numbers, but even beyond that, they say that the press has gotten it wrong. They say that focusing on the number of people who are going to have an incentive to work less, as you just heard, you're talking about 2 million people who will choose to drop out of the labor force, essentially either work less or work not at all, because the subsidies make it a better economic decision for them. If they make more money, they lose those subsidies, they'll choose to remain out of the workforce. Jay Carney has to...
Stephen, of course he has to defend it, but here's my question. What happened to the American dream that you and I grew up with, where getting a job was pretty important? It seems to me like this is creating some sort of a new welfare system. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Sure, no, that's exactly, behind all the numbers, what you just said is exactly what this is about. The White House's defense is this is an issue of choice. These are folks who they're giving them the choice. They can either get these subsidies and remain at home and, take care of kids, take care of sick parents or something, or just stay out of the workforce, or they can forego the subsidies and work more. So the White House portrays this as a choice. The Republicans, though, say, no, look, we're at a point where we're talking about the main long-term economic problem is we have fewer people working, fewer people entering the workforce, which means fewer workers supporting the elderly on Social Security, supporting Medicare, supporting welfare benefits. So we need to have more people working in order to prop up this welfare state we have. And, that's the philosophical discussion you have there.
Well, and yesterday it was very unusual to have Jason Furman, the chair of the president's economic advisors, on the CBO report, standing with Jay Carney, addressing reporters almost as if, oh my goodness, I got to get out here quick and put my spin on it. Here's Furman.
I think this report is, mainstream economics, but I think like mainstream economics, it doesn't take into account, it's subject to misinterpretation.
You're saying it may be a good thing if there are 2 million fewer workers.
I am not saying that I accepted that number.
And Stephen, the other shoe to drop in this report is that they only suspect 6 million people tops will sign up for Obamacare by the end of March. The administration has said they need 7 million to make the whole program work.
Yeah, that's correct. Now, they've actually started walking back from that 7 million number and saying, well, no, we don't actually have a prediction. The good news for the White House in this is that over the long run, when all of this comes out, the CBO says the 6 million is because of the hiccups we all know about now. When you have another year or two for all that to work out, CBO says they still do expect the full number that they always expected to sign up. So at that point, the unemployment or the uninsured rate will drop from about 45 million down to 30 million, and then Obamacare will really have a full test of whether it's working or not.
Wow. All right. We continue to analyze this throughout the hour. Stephen Dinan, thanks so much.